Namaste to all. In this short video, we will understand the secrets of Gita Shloka 4/6. It's a very famous shloka. In fact, 4/7 is world famous. Yada yada hi dharmasya. But before that shloka, Sri Krishna mentions 4/6. And I have mentioned in more than hundreds of my videos that Sri Krishna was a Yogeshwar. He is not Almighty God. Because Almighty God can never take birth based on the unchangeable rule of Almighty God mentioned in the Vedas by God Himself. So, whenever Sri Krishna says that I am Ishwar, I am the Lord of the universe, we have to understand whether it is Sri Krishna who is speaking or it is the Almighty God who is speaking. Because, as mentioned in the Vedas, inside the yogi, a God is manifested. So, sometimes when a yogi says, I created the universe, we should not take the literal words, we should understand the implied meaning. But sometimes yogi says that I have taken birth, that means it is not the Almighty God who is telling the statement, it is the yogi who is telling the statement. Little confusing, but we have to understand the fundamentals. That's why I always tell to everybody in my YouTube channel, whoever comments on Sri Krishna is God, I say that before Gita, please study Mahabharata. Because once you study Mahabharata, you will understand that Sri Krishna cannot be Almighty God. Before Mahabharata, please study Vedas. Because the base of Mahabharata and base of Gita is Vedas. Vyas Muni could have never written any knowledge in Mahabharata without Vedic knowledge. And Gita, Sri Krishna Maharaj could have never spoken any shloka without the Vedic knowledge. So, because we should know the history of Sri Krishna, that he studied Vedas under the guidance of Rishi Sandipan. And then he did intense Ashtanga Yoga Tapasya. Every day 4 to 5 hours, 6 hours Tapasya, every day Yajna, listening Veda, serving Acharya. After that he attained Samadhi. This clearly proves that Sri Krishna is not Almighty God. So, this Gita shloka, some shloka he speaks so authoritatively, and because of the books written by self-made, self-declared scholars who are not really Ved Pandits, we misunderstood Sri Krishna to be Almighty God. So for us to understand the original version of Gita, please study this book. This is the only book available in this world which is authentic. This book is written by Swami Ram Swarup Yogacharya, my Acharya. Here it is Pratham Bhag, Srimad Bhagwad Gita, Ek Vedic Rahasya. You can order this book from vedmandir.com. Just order one Pratham Bhag and then see the knowledge available. You will get two things. Number one, you will understand what is there in Vedas, why Vedas are supreme knowledge, and number two, you will understand even Sanskrit very well by reading this book. But you should not read this book like a story book. You should take time. If you study one shloka, you should spend at least 5-6 days to understand that shloka. That is the knowledge given in this book. Okay, so now coming to the shloka, here also my Acharya has proved that each and every word Sri Krishna is speaking because from Atharveda mantra, Samveda mantra, Rigveda mantra, Yajurveda mantra. So the shloka says, Ajo api san avya atma bhutanam ishvaro api san prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavamya atma mayaya. The literal translation is that whenever I desire, I will take birth here, Arjun, because I am the Lord of this universe and I am never born. So many people argue with me. Even Sri Krishna says, you say that God is never born. Even Sri Krishna says he is never born, but he can take birth. So you have not understood Vedas is what many people are telling me. It's not that I have not understood Vedas. I am just speaking in the light of Vedas based on the guidance I received from my Acharya. You can read this book. He has beautifully explained this shloka. Really superb explanation. See, Ajo api. Ajo means never born. And Avyaya Atma. So here Sri Krishna is giving the knowledge about Atma, Jivatma. So that Jivatma is Avyayam. Avyayam means that which does not go into variations. For example, we take birth as a child, then we grow into younger ones, then adults, then senior citizens, and then we die. So what is varying here? Variation is the body. However, the Atma remains same. A person dies based on his karmas. He takes birth as a dog or a cat or a lion or a tiger or a tree. The Atma remains the same. The person body changes based on the karma. So who is taking birth here? It is the body which is taking birth and body which is dying. That is the knowledge is given by Sri Krishna here, that although I am unborn, what is unborn? Unborn is Jivatma. In Vedas there is a Traitvad concept, Jivatma, Paramatma, Prakriti. These three are unborn. Unborn means Swayambhu, means eternal. How the knowledge is got to Sri Krishna? Mentioned in Atharvaveda mantra 9/10/16. As per this mantra, God says that Jivatma is eternal. Jivatma is unborn. So, Jivatma has a nature. It has a nature to take birth. It is not born, it does not die, but it has a nature to go into the body because of its own karma, or because of its desire, which I will come explain you in this sloka. So this has to be very clearly understood. Number one, Sri Krishna is speaking about his own quality, that he is a Jivatma. That Jivatma never takes birth, Jivatma never dies, it is eternal, it is Swayambhu. And the variation happens in the body, not in the Jivatma. This is the knowledge he is giving, number one. Number two, he is saying Bhutanam Ishwaraha. So here people get fully confused. Everybody, like example, if you read the Srimad Bhagwad Gita as it is, or Gita Press Gorakhpur, you will understand that they would have explained that Sri Krishna is the ultimate God because he only declares it. No, that is false. This is the Samadhi stage. See, my Acharya has quoted beautifully. This is Samveda mantra 777. My Acharya has explained, Tubhyema bhuvana kave mahimne somatastire tubhyam davanti denavaha. God says in this mantra, hey kave, kave means a yogi. The moment you are a yogi, God is giving the power, authority to the yogi that you are the Lord of this entire universe. The Teen Lok means all the Dyulok, Prithvi Lok and Antariksham. You are the Lord. That means God is giving the power to the yogi because of your tapasya, you have attained samadhi, you have realized Almighty God. So you are owner of this universe. That is the knowledge which is given by Sri Krishna here. Bhutanam Ishwaraha. Because I have attained samadhi, I am the Lord of this Teen Loka, this universe. Here Ishwara means there are two meanings. There are many meanings for the same word in Sanskrit. Ishwara is coming from Sanskrit Dhatu Ish Aishwarye. One who has the glory, one who has Aishwarya, unlimited Aishwarya is Ishwar. There are two meanings. Number one, Ishwar is denoting to formless Almighty God who never takes birth. Number two, Ishwar is denoting to a yogi. So in this shloka, Ishwar is denoting to Yogi Sri Krishna Maharaj. How? Because this shloka speaks about the desire of taking birth. Whereas Vedas, Almighty God says he never takes birth. Natasya pratima asti. Sa paregat shukram akayam. I don't have a body. Ajay ek pata. I never come into birth. I never die. These are all Vedic fundamentals, Vedic proofs which says that God never takes birth. So Sri Krishna can take birth because he is a yogi. And he took birth and then he attained the title of yogi. Based on the knowledge given in the shloka, we have to understand the Sanskrit. And that is possible only when we have the guidance from an Acharya. That's why I say that please buy this book from vedmandir.com. It is the best book for your life. I can guarantee you. So here, my Acharya beautifully mentioned that based on 777 mantra of Samaveda, Sri Krishna says, I am the Lord of this Teen Loka because God has given me that power. So Sri Krishna says, Swam Prakritim Adhishtaya. Based on Prakriti means based on nature. Based on Adhishtaya means controlling. So controlling my own nature. What is the nature of Atma? Nature of Jivatma is that it can take birth. Controlling my own nature and Mayaya. Based on my own desire, I take birth, Arjun. Why I take birth is given in the next shloka, but I am not going for next shloka now. This shloka clearly proves that yogi can take a birth at any point of time based on his own desire. But what is the authority? If tomorrow I say that I created the universe, what is the authority I can say this? Sri Krishna says I take birth on my own desire. how do we believe Sri Krishna? Based on my Acharya's again beautifully written the mantra Atharveda 9 by 10 by 11. Atharveda 9 by 10 by 11 gives an authority to yogi that based on your own desire you can take birth any point of time. You are not bound by any karmas. But still, if you want to do good to any society, if you want to do good to any person, or whatever is your pious desire, you can take birth, is the authority given in Atharveda 9 by 10 by 11. Based on that Atharveda mantra, Sri Krishna says that I control my own nature and I take birth based on my own pious desires. Hey Arjun. See, without understanding the concept of Vedas, how can we read Gita? Impossible. We can never understand Gita. Because I have read, when I was in 11th standard, I read that as it is book. And I was a fan of Sri Krishna because that book is written, it is explicitly showing that Sri Krishna is Almighty God, which is totally anti-Vedic. The moment I studied my Acharya's book, I was astonished. Yes, Sri Krishna got the knowledge from Vedas. Based on Atharveda, he says that I will take birth. Based on Samaveda, he says that I am the Ishwar. And Ishwar word in this sloka, it does not mean Almighty God. Ishwar word in this sloka is denoting a yogi, is denoting his power of Samadhi, is denoting his glory of Samadhi. These and all we cannot understand unless we have the guidance of Acharya. In fact, I have thought so many times inside me that I don't know how my Acharya got this pious thought of writing Gita, because nobody has taken an effort, no Ved Pandit in the last 1000 years at least have taken an effort to clarify Gita with Vedic light. Even Swami Dayananda Saraswati did not touch Gita, but my Acharya has really done so much benefit to entire universe by writing Gita with the Vedic proof. This has to be clearly understood. And then so that is why this sloka does not tell that Sri Krishna is avatar of God. This sloka says Sri Krishna is Yogeshwar. And the next sloka says why I should take birth. Here, next sloka says Dharma, yada yada hi dharmasya, for establishing the Dharma or re-establishing the Dharma. Dharma means Vedas. That this is my own pious thought that I want to establish Dharma, I can take birth. So that is a different sloka which I will not discuss now. I want to discuss only this sloka 4 by 6 because many people argue with me that 4 by 6 says that Krishna is Almighty God. No. 4 by 6 says that Krishna is Yogeshwar. This is the final. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.